This video is sponsored by Native. Hello and welcome to Abundantly Minimal. My name is Sarah, and in today's video I'll be sharing 10 habits I practice on a daily basis that help me live a healthy and happy life. And these will be organized in the way that I would normally go about them during my day. The first habit that helps me live a healthier and happier life is being intentional about my schedule. And for me, that is largely sleep schedule. There's certainly many people who have found that a really early morning works for them, and I tried doing that for a while and found that it wasn't the right fit. I found for me to be functioning at my best and getting the most sleep, I end up going to bed around 2 in the morning and waking up around 10. I know while not everyone is able to have flexibility over their schedule, if you can find ways that you can adjust it that helps you, that would be really beneficial. And I know for me, this is the time I'm getting more sleep than I have in the past decade. So being intentional about that, I think, has been a really important choice, and not just saying, oh, they're waking up at 5 a.m., they're waking up at this time, that's what I should follow. Immediately after I wake up, the second habit that's really important is hydration. And whether this is water, tea, or even a smoothie, I find this refreshes me and allows me to be operating at my best. And I know for me, I'm the most dehydrated when I first wake up just because you've been sleeping for a while, and it just feels so good to start the day with that emphasis on hydration. The next habit I do every day is to set my priorities. I used to be the girl who had an endless to-do list. And while I definitely still do try to schedule in more than I probably can, I find I do a lot better with selecting my most important tasks for the day and prioritizing them. So for instance, on the day that I'm filming this, this is one of my priorities for the day, is to do some video work. And if you batch and prioritize certain tasks on certain days and focus on getting those done more than having this endless list, you're going to get a much higher percentage done, as well as feel more satisfied with your work for the day. And I think that's really what it's all about. Another daily habit that I'm trying to do more of, especially this past year as I've been working on my own, is making sure I'm standing up more. When I was a teacher, it wasn't a problem because I was on my feet for hours on end while I was teaching, and there was so much going on you just didn't have a chance to go sit down, and it wasn't on my radar. But working for myself, and maybe you can relate if you've got a job where you're seated regularly, it's important to make sure you're not seated for too many hours a day. So we do have a standing desk that I find really helpful. I do a lot of my work there, especially if it's smaller tasks like replying to emails and that sort of thing, as well as making sure that I incorporate movement throughout the day. If I am, sitting for a while, making sure I mix it up so I'm not just too sedentary while I'm working. The fifth healthy habit I'll talk about today is focusing on nourishing oneself, but not just the foods that we're eating, but also what we're putting on our body. Our skin is actually our largest organ, so when we're using different products and applying different products to our skin, those products are actually being absorbed into our body. And I think it's important for us to be mindful of the different ingredients that we're using in our personal care products. And that's also why I'm so excited to be partnering with Native on today's video. For those of you who aren't yet aware of Native, they are a company that make amazing natural deodorants. I've actually been using their products for a long time and have found they are the best natural deodorant on the market. Believe me, I've tried so many different brands. I think the texture is great. It doesn't actually go on sticky or wet like a lot of other natural deodorants I've used. So that's definitely a plus. You don't have to wait for it to dry after applying it, and a little goes a long way. I think the best indicator is that in the past with other natural deodorant brands, I would have to apply twice a day, once when I first woke up and got changed, as well as once then later after my shower. And I have found that personally, I only have to apply it once per day, even if I'm exercising and that sort of thing. They also come in a variety of scents. I know my personal favorite is the eucalyptus and mint, but I also really enjoy the cucumber and mint and the coconut and vanilla scent as well. Native deodorants are vegan and cruelty-free, which aligns with my values, and I do like that the ingredients are very familiar everyday ingredients, such as coconut oil, shea butter, that sort of thing, and they are completely free of aluminum, parabens, and sulfates. And I think now, especially as many people are on lockdown, is a great opportunity to give Native a try because they offer free shipping to many countries, including the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, among others. The website is easy to use, and you can choose any scent combinations that you'd like as you assemble your pack. I'm also pleased to report that Native is providing a 33% off discount to any of my viewers who are first-time Native customers and who use the code that is displayed on the screen, as well as the link in the description field of this video. My sixth daily habit is to make sure I get some sort of physical activity every day. Most often, this is a walk around my neighborhood, and it's been really fun to have my husband join me recently. It's a place that we can just be present, be in nature, talk to one another, and I always look forward to it. And even when the weather's not so great, we're still out there moving around. And on days I'm not going for a walk, it's also easy to dance or do a workout video from YouTube. Daily habit number 7 is to make sure that I'm eating the rainbow. If you haven't heard of this concept before, it's the idea of trying to consume a rainbow of different produce so you're getting all the different nutrients that each type or each color of produce have. So ideally during your day, getting something that's red or pink, as well as orange, yellow, green, and then blue or purple. I think this is a way that's very flexible because no matter what types of groceries you have on hand, it can be easier to incorporate that, making sure you get some leafy greens in a salad, throw some berries in oatmeal or a smoothie, have a snack of a banana or a clementine, and I think it can make it a lot easier to meet your health goals. Habit number 8 is to be present. In life, we might constantly be pulled in different directions and feel distracted by various things. It's really important to have a clear vision about how you want to spend your time. If you're working on something or trying to get a project done, laser focus in on that project. If you're spending time with family, focus on spending that time with them, quality time. Leave your phone or other distractors in another room or in a do not disturb mode. By prioritizing being present, it leads to an overall increased quality of life, as well as you're probably able to accomplish more in less time because of being focused. Habit number 9 is to have some alone time. Now, this is definitely a little bit more difficult as many families are quarantined together, but if you are more of an introvert or do crave some of that time alone, if there are pockets of time that you can find either, at the start of the day, end of the day, at some point where you can just be and be by yourself, I think that can be a healing process and helpful so that when you are spending time with family, you are in better spirits or in a better state overall. And that's something for me, I find the time on my own can be very grounding. And so especially for me, it tends to be later in the evening. My husband Jake has gone to bed. I'll usually be up for an hour or two extra. And I find that time alone to be very helpful, in moderation like that, in, that small pocket of time. The 10th habit I would recommend is taking the time to unwind, whether this happens at the end of the day for you or even at the end of a work day or school day. Having this time where you set up some sort of routine to help you wind down, setting up various cues to help you with that, can be helpful. Whether this includes a little bit of some meditation, whether it includes adjusting the lighting, maybe it's having a certain calming beverage, whatever the case is, allowing yourself to sort of relax and ease into, either the rest of your evening or ease into getting ready for bed. That time period can be really special, not only in perhaps this sort of is your alone time that fits in from habit number 9, but also in calming you down and preparing you for sleep or whatever comes next, reducing stress levels in the process. And that tip kind of rounds out my day in terms of the ways that I live a simpler, healthier, and happier life on a regular basis and doing what's worked best for me. Do we have any of these different habits in common? If so, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, and feel free to check out some related videos here. We'll see you next time. Bye.